What's up, guys? Reviewing tackle right now. Out of my whole entire tackle box. Don't mind me, I'm just eating on the video. I haven't had any lunch yet. You want to open up my tackle box? First thing, I got my friend Miles over here. First tackle box. This thing, whatever this, it's like a plopper. I don't know, clue what it's even called, but it's red.
I don't like that.
It's decent.
It's not that.
I'd use it in like midsummer. This thing is really good for pike, if you like pike fish. And then this is really good for that. This is like, and then it does dive really deep, so don't try it in really shallow waters. I got the spider. If you're in a lake with a lot of fish, a lot of bass, I would use this.
But if there's like a few, don't use it.
Like with a big bass too. I got a frog. This is really good for like, one time I caught a pike on a frog, but I would not say it's good for pike. This is really good for bass. Got another frog. This one has legs though. This one's pretty good for bass, same thing. I got a jitterbug. This thing's pretty good for bass too, same thing. You can maybe catch a pike on this, but it's kind of hard. I got a really small spinnerbait. This is what it looks like. It's a bloody spinnerbait. And then this one is really good for pike. This is really good for pike. Yeah. This one is another thing for pike. Another spinnerbait. This is good for bass if you want to go bass fishing. It got a spinny tail, so it goes with the water, and then it's like a frog. This is a hula plopper. This thing's pretty good for bass too. That's pretty much only a bass box, except for some pike stuff. Alright, first thing, we got a Googan Squad, whatever this is supposed to mean, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have this one. It's really good for bass for like summer through fall. It's really good for that. Yeah, cricket. I've never really, crawfish. Never really caught anything, but I have caught a bass on it, so might as well just say it's good for bass. This, really good for pike. My uncle was fishing with this, like 10,000 casts, and then I switched to this, and first cast I caught a really nice sized pike. We got one of these things. It's a shad, swimming shad. I'd say it's pretty good. It's good for small bass. If you want to like midsummer when you want to eat some bass, this is what it's good for. Then this is good for really big pike. For pike, it's actually pretty long. It's like 6 inches, but that's about what it is for. Same thing for this one, bass, Googan Squad. It's pretty good for bass. And then this one, hula plopper. This one's pretty good for bass too. I caught a pike on it before, so I would do that one for pike. A little bit if you want a topwater pike. This is the same thing as the Guggen Squad first one that I showed you. This one is a lot like this one. So they pretty much do the same thing. All right, next tackle box. All right, so we got a swimming shad, another one of them, but it's got sections. This is really good for bass for like end of spring through summer. This is really good for like pike, because I caught a pike on this before, a bunch of pike on this before, and I also caught a bunch of bass on this. So this is recommended. It is a walleye jig head with a really long white tail. I had no clue what they call these. I do have a Guggen Squad Whopper Plopper, whatever they call these. This is, I would kind of recommend, but don't have like a weight on this, because this, like if it hits water too hard, this will break off. I have experience. This is the same thing as that other one, good for like small bass. This one you might not see a difference in from that other one, but this one is really small. Same thing, smaller bass. This is really good for actual bass, like big bass, and then a little bit of northern in there. Same thing, good for pike, really good. Got a walleye jig. Walleye, same thing, it's a walleye jig. Can tell it's good for walleye. I got like smaller walleye and perch. You wanna see that? It's smaller walleye and perch. Some sunfish and like bluegill will bite on this, but that's about it. And then you got same thing, smaller bass. Maybe you can catch like a 3-pound bass in this, because this one's a little bit bigger. Would recommend that. It's pretty much a spinnerbait, just like a Whopper Plopper and a spinnerbait combined, but would recommend for a pike. All right, so we got a spoon, pike. If you want to try pike, do that. This pike, one time I also almost caught, I had a follow up for a muskie. Would recommend, it's pretty big, so. Another spoon, same thing, pike. Same thing, pike. This is a homemade spoon, so don't hate on it very often. I don't know if you can see it, but it's blue in the middle and then orange on the outsides. Same thing, pike. I caught another pike on that thing. No clue, I've never even tried this, but I'm guessing it's good for pike because I've seen people catch pike on these. This, like, really small pike, and maybe you can catch like a, whatever, I don't know. Maybe you can catch a bass. This is a Mepps Black Furry. This I would recommend for pike, because I had a, like, first cast I almost caught a pike. It had it up, and then I never set the hook and didn't catch it. Oh, yeah, that side. Tackle. We got a bunch of side tackles. All right. First thing, hula popper. Good for like, I one time caught a little sunfish on this. These are all miniature baits, and then I caught a sunfish and caught a bass on this. Same thing, bass and sunfish. These are all for bass and sunfish. So, crayfish, bass and sunfish. This is more for bass, but I did catch a couple sunfish on this, but this is more for bass. Open up the next one. Just open up one of the pockets. I think there might be something in there. Give us 1 second. Yep, there we go. There's a couple in here.
There's a longer log and
Yeah, get those out. This is just a bunch of more small baits. Would more recommend these for like perch, some crappie stuff, and trout. If I get it open. There we go. Never mind. We got it. All right. So first thing, this is green. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in a capsule. It's a green jig head. Really good for crappie. Same thing, just a different color. Good for crappie. I got like a bunch more, so these are all for crappie. Some crappie and trout. Sunfish, it's the same thing as earlier, but smaller. Sunfish I would do. You want to untangle this? Untangle that. There. Right. This is, hold on. I got something attached to it. This is a really freaking bad thing. I know. So I got this. This is good for like trout. This is pretty good. There you go. Good for trout. Smaller trout, but good for trout. Same thing, good for trout. Bubble gum. Same thing, trout. What? Oh no, I don't need those. Those are just hooks. These, no, I don't need. These are same thing. Same thing, trout. These are trout. And then trout, sunfish, anything you can, bass, some little bass. That's about it though. And perch. You could also catch perch. Oh, let me put this back in there. Oh, gotta have them. All right, we got Guggen Squad bunker logs. Yeah, just keep it in there. Put it right there. This is, I think, green specs. I like these. Really good. I just rig them. They have like ridges in them, so I rig them. I put a hook through here, and they come out in this little non-ridge part. That's how I rig mine. I think that's how I like them. Sometimes I'll do Texas rigs too.
not in that one.
Here, you want to open that one? Here, you want to put these? Here, actually, yeah, I got that one. You can put that back. Make sure you zip that one too. same thing, same exact thing. Just these ones are red and gold. I do the same thing, and it's got, looks like it's got a green too, not black. You want to see that? Good for bass. I take my kayak out a lot and I catch lots of bass in them. One time I also caught a snapping turtle, so. Put that in there. All right, you're my assistant. I have, this is a frog. It's, don't know if it's supposed to be a frog or whatever it's supposed to be, but I did have like a 40-inch pike jump for this, so would recommend. Here you go. 15 minutes. Then we got one of these things. It's a sunfish. I have one of these guys, but it's in my dad's tackle box. It's got like, it's like it swims. You bring the hook in here, and it comes out through the mouth. No, wait, no. It goes in through the mouth and comes out up here. And it just swims like a normal sunfish. Really good for bigger bass, like 5-pound bass. This is actually it. Did you check all the boxes? Oh shit. Nope. Oh, these are just jig heads. That's something in there. 1 second, guys. What's your mark? I don't give a shit. Got this in a mystery tackle box. These are crawfish. Yep, crawfish. Would recommend. I just go through the back and then comes out through. The hook comes out through here. Sometimes I put a jig head on it, but I don't do that very often. Yeah, put this back in there. Put those back in there. Put that back in here. Hold on. 1 second, guys. This, don't dip it up yet. These are just like worms, really long worms. These are what I put on that one jig, but this is a different color. The other one was white. I go through here. These are, it doesn't say what it is, but I go in through here and it comes out right here. Pretty sure that's it, guys. That's everything. But did you check? Did you check that one?
Yep.
No broken baits or anything in there?
No, there's just a bunch of hooks.
Did that one.
That one's really hard to see. That one's done.
Yep. Alright, guys, that's it. You might see us again tomorrow. I might post another video tomorrow, but depends if he's staying the night. See you guys.